Getting by. That's good. That's good. Well, things are really kicking ass right here at the very tail end. I'm going to turn this monitor down a little bit. So it's 11:30. We're just getting started here. We're sitting at 127% right now. That's pretty good. That is just amazingly more than I ever expected for my for my for my first Kickstarter. It's going great. Thank you, James. Okay, you guys got me. You guys got me on audio and video. That's awesome. I'm gonna try to see if I can't turn down this. Whatever. If you guys back, definitely thank you. It's been quite an experience so far. I want to start by thanking a lot of the people that had a big part of the Kickstarter and the whole artistic process. I mean, it's been great. My artist Topper Helmers, I met him at a show years ago. It was kind of funny. I'm an IT guy, and he couldn't get a tablet working or something. So I was right across from him. I'm like, hey, old timer, let me take a look at that for you. And he had a bunch of art out there. I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool stuff, you know. And he was real enthusiastic. He hadn't done a comic in a while, but he's like, I want to get back into comics. Let's do a comic together. And I'm like, boom, that's perfect. Let's do it. Thank you. Yeah, ancient Egypt. How cool is ancient Egypt? Ever since I was a kid, I blogged a little bit about this on my website too. You know, I grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons, and the Deities and Demigods was like one of the coolest books that was ever out. And when I saw just a very simple pen and ink sketches of the ancient Egyptian deities, I mean, right there, I was hooked. I mean, my friends all had their favorites. My one buddy, he was big on the Norse myths, and there was somebody else, I think, who was more into the Greek gods, that kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, Will. Okay, now I know which Will we're talking about. Hey, thanks for coming on, man. It's good to see you. So yeah, the ancient Egypt angle. I mean, there's just it's so amazing. I've been listening to some Audible on ancient Egypt. You know, that's a culture that's like 4,000 years old. So it's hard to imagine. You know, they had their own archaeologists looking at their own stuff. I mean, they had things of their own that they didn't even know who built it or what it was. It's just so amazing. So there's just so much to mine there. And then the whole story of Antony and Cleopatra and the war between Rome and Egypt just fascinates me. So I love it. There's so much to mine there for great stories. So, so yeah, Topper Helmers. He's the interior artist. Great guy. He does a lot of design for theme parks and stuff like that. That's kind of his forte. He did comics a while ago, and like I said, fate would have it that we got together, and he's like, I want to do a comic. Let's get into comics. Let's. I'm like, boom, you know, that was fate right there. And he in turn met Wesley Wong, my colorist, who is also a great guy. And they're all local here. They all live in the Chicagoland area. We just clicked. We clicked really well. Wes Loker, my letterer, I found him on Twitter. He's another great guy, very talented. He wrote a pretty funny comic called Unit 44. It's a kind of like a X-Files, X-Files Pawn Shop Stars, or what's the name of the reality show with where people bid on the rental lockers, the rental spaces, and you bid and you get whatever is. Anybody remember what that's called? The rental lockers, the storage wars, something like that. So he did a the X-Files team has all this alien stuff locked up in a storage locker, and they forget. Yeah, there you go. Storage wars. So the X-Files organization has all this alien stuff locked up in a storage locker, and they forget to make their payments, and so that alien stuff goes. It's pretty good. That's Wes Loker. He's done a number of other stories too, and he's a great writer. Oh, and by the way, I'm drinking because I'm having a successful night. Where are we at here? Ooh. All right, 22 minutes to go, and 127% funding. Boom. So anyway, yeah, I've got a little scotch here, so might need a refill before that's fake as the rack of a trophy. There you go. Yeah, storage wars. Who knew? Reality television. I'm willing to forgive the crime against humanity that is reality television, because I just started watching What We Do in the Shadows. Has anybody seen that? Anybody watch What We Do in the Shadows? It's on FX. It's hysterical. It's the whole. It's like a house where 3 vampires live, and it's shot in that kind of goofy. Reality show format where they're sitting and talking right to the camera, and of course they're talking about their roommates or about their spouse or whatever. Nope, been buried in anime and Star Wars for 3 months. Yeah, you kind of get with the quarantine. Yeah, you get buried in some anime. I've had actually really good luck at anime shows. Anime shows have been some of my best conventions. Anime people seem very open to just about anything. So what kind of anime you into, James? I've seen a lot of cosplay. My Hero Academia is always one. I'm like, hey, you look cool. What is this from? And, it's always My Hero Academia. Somebody with like a purple face or something like that. But yeah, great luck always at anime shows. Anime people are so open to, at my first one I was real skeptical. I've got a horror comic, and it's kind of, it's not. Yeah, set in their ways. Yeah. But like I say, at the anime shows, always great luck. Did really well. Lots of people are pretty open-minded, and they want to check out your story, which is cool. Yeah, I know Will and I have been talking before. We've both got a lot of comics, and we've both got a lot in our unread pile. That's the case. Actually, I just went and picked up some. I think it was yesterday, and I've got this. Let's see here, Venom. I'm more of a Marvel guy. Dark Arc, Cullen Bunn. This is backwards. Cullen Bunn is kind of like, yeah, a bit of an understatement. Yeah. These are gonna go. I hate to say it. These will probably go into my pile that need to be read. So this is one of my need to read pile. But Cullen Bunn, if I had to compare myself to a guy, a writer. I guess it would be Cullen Bunn because he writes kind of. Oh wow, Studio Ghibli. Okay, worshipped as geniuses. Okay, yeah, anime is like it's not a it's not a genre, it's just kind of a style, right? So there's just so much out there. And like I said, anime shows, they're a blast if you can go. Here's my Justice League Dark, Immortal Hulk. This one will probably be on the top of the pile because I love this one, Immortal Hulk. The plot. This is another kind of horror comic. It's very moody and the art is very kind of raw and dark, but it's really cool. Oh, creative freedom. Yeah, I mean it's not bound in by any. I think a lot of people think of Dragon Ball Z and the standard the more mainstream kind of stuff. But it's anime. It's like comics is the same thing. I mean, comic books are not a genre; they're a medium. So it's the same way of saying that about anime. Comic books are not just superheroes; they're just about anything. Here's that Negan Lives. This is something like Walking Dead just ended. They killed. Well, never mind. I'm not going to spoil it in case anybody here hasn't gotten there yet. But it basically ended. They killed off a main character, and now a few months later, of course, they bring back. But Negan is still alive. A lot of people like Negan because he's nasty, and I guess he's kind of reformed. And this is kind of nice because Kirkman and Adlar they put this out. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to have you. It's so nice. I got people out here talking to me. It's awesome. We are at. Oh, let's quick check the dashboard here. 16 minutes to go. Still 127%. It's kind of late. I don't expect too many more bids, or too many more pledges, I should say, and that's fine. But 127% funded. I'm good. I'm good with that. Yeah, the second stretch goal was at $2,500. So that stretch goal is the Red 10, which is a digital comic which kind of continues on the other milestone bonuses that we gave out already. Dark Arc. Yeah, Dark Arc is cool. Negan is, I'm sorry, this is part of Walking Dead. Negan is a villain in The Walking Dead, and I believe he's kind of a reformed villain. I didn't really keep up with the comics. I watched a few seasons of the show, but the reason why I bought this one is because Kirkman and Adlard and Image Comics did something really nice. They gave this to retailers, and the retailers didn't have to buy it. So the retailers got these free. So if you buy a copy of this, that's all profit for that comic book shop. So, comic book shops with COVID and everything, they've been kind of down on their luck. So I just bought this to help out Keith at the comic shop I go to. I'll talk a little bit more about him later because he's pretty cool. So that's Negan Lives. Again, I'm just talking about my last trip to the comic book shop. Nail Biter. Nail Biter is another horror comic. It's one of my favorites. This will probably go to the top of my list too. So if you like serial killery kind of stuff, Nail Biter is a great story. They took a break. They did 30 issues and then they took a break, and now they're back with Nail Biter Returns. Oh, hey, Jess, how are you? Jess, it's good to have you. Yeah, I know the whole Walking Dead thing. That's that's really cool. That's it's nice. It's nice to help out the local comic shops, because they're just slowly starting to reopen. And honestly, I don't think their comic book shops are not a real profitable endeavor to begin with. It's just something you gotta love to do. Um, and you know, it's got to be fun. It's got to be cool. But I don't think that's not something you're going to get rich doing. So, derp. Okay. So let's see here. So speaking about, I was talking about just thanking the people that worked on my book. Yeah, the local shops. I mean, it's tough. I think they work on pretty tight margins, and they're, you know, like I said, not probably not the most profitable business out there, but they love doing what they do and they have fun, and so that's probably enough for them. So the story about Keith, there's Keith's Comics here in the suburbs in Schaumburg, and Keith, the owner there, he's actually a pretty connected guy. He's been around longer than I don't know, a long time. He used to hang out with, you know, Polito and a bunch of those old school guys, and he's kind of helped me a little bit. He stocked my book on his shelves, and he actually introduced me to my new cover artist, Chris Enutz, the guy who did the Kickstarter original cover that I'm releasing here, as an original. So if it hadn't been for Keith, and, you know, just basically letting me drop his name to this guy at Wizard World, I think it was last year, with Chris, you know, I wouldn't have this awesome new cover. So, okay. Oh yeah, I will. I mean, yeah, some of the shops, I haven't heard of any closing yet, but again, you know, they probably don't, not that profitable to begin with, and I'm sure the COVID quarantine has just not been good for them. So yeah, Keith's a cool guy. He's been around. If you're in the suburbs here, Chicago suburbs, check out Keith's Comics in Schaumburg. Great. He's got everything, you know. Nice big store. So what else is going on with you guys? Anybody have any cool 4th of July plans? Yeah. There have been a few fireworks going off here. Of course, scared the crap out of my dogs. But we've heard a couple booms and stuff like that. I'm not sure what everybody has going on for 4th of July. Not much as far as me here. I'll probably do some writing, some reading. There you go. Whiskey. You know, I need a refill already. I started too early. I should have saved this for when we went live, but oh well. Sometimes you gotta just get started. Anyway, we are at T-minus 12 minutes. Yeah, nothing budging yet. But I know, yeah, what's funny is we took him down to go to the bathroom, right? Yeah, it's hard. And we're like, okay, let's go do your doggy duty, right? And then boom, oh, you're in Australia. No kidding. Wow, thanks for joining us. I have a sister and brother-in-law in Adelaide. And years ago, I was able to visit Sydney. Oh, I loved Australia. Loved it. I was able to see a show at the Opera House. I saw Henry V, which was awesome. But Yeah, Australia, love it. Love the people, love the place. Clean, organized, was awesome. Best parts of 4th of July anywhere. Right, right. Um, there you go. Drink, grill, explode. What else? What else do you need? What else do you need for your Independence Day? Right? Just beyond a little food, a little alcohol, and a little gunpowder. Right? Isn't that just the way it always is? So, 8 minutes. Let's see. What else? What else? What else do we have to talk about? Let's see here. Oh, yep. Once and Future. That was something I picked up. There you go. Eat, drink, and be merry. What else is life about? Once and Future, another great writer, probably one of my favorite writers, Kieran Gillen. He wrote. He's writing this. This is one he has out right now, and he also did. He also did a great Darth Vader series, which is one of my faves. Chris, holy cow, you're on. Hey, man, how you doing? We were just talking about you. We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, here's my cover artist, Chris Enut. He's joined us. That's so nice. Thanks, man. It's so nice to have you on here. Oh, there you go. Well, the Vader series, actually, it's over. Just got the wife to sleep. Okay. How's she doing? I know she's got, Chris is going to be one of those lucky people who has twins on the way. So, tell him congratulations. And, wow, I can't imagine how life is going to change after that. But, yeah, Chris, we were just, yeah, no sleep. I can't imagine. I can't even imagine what twins must be like. Oh, yeah. I don't know about the new Vader series, but Kieran Gillen, he's like one of my favorite writers, and he's doing Once and Future. He did another one called Uber. Uber's one of my faves, and these none of these are being printed right now, but he's just one of my favorite writers. So, yeah, Chris, we were just talking about Keith's comics here in Schaumburg, and how he basically let me name drop him, and when I came and talked to you at Wizard World, I think it was Wizard World last year, and the rest is history. And here we are. You're doing a cover for me, which is just awesome. I'm doing my thank yous and all these other things, because I'm at 127% funding right now. Pretty amazing for a first Kickstarter, I think. We got 5 minutes left, so it's been going really well. Yeah, Keith is great. He's been around. Probably he's been in the comics, as long as I've been alive. Maybe not that long. Yeah, we got you, James. You're sending all the way over from Australia, so that's pretty cool. It might take a little while to get here, but was not expecting anyone from down under to be on the live stream today. But it's really cool. It's great to have you. Yeah. Chris has got his hands full. He's done some amazing stuff. Lady Death. It's 3 p.m. Yeah, score, no problem. 3 p.m. in Australia. So yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for working with me. I'm basically, I'm just getting in. I've been doing this for a while now, but just but still kind of breaking in since like 2016. I've been trying to break in, and I guess yep, yep. Probably nine. I think 9 remarks. Actually, Will, who's in the chat here, ordered a remark copy, um, and Keith from Keith's Comics also ordered a remarked uh, issue from us. So that's really cool. I'm glad we're able to do that for him. Yeah, thank you, man. That's been it's been a great ride. I'm really pleased. I for my first run, I can't complain, not at all. It's been real successful, and I think from there uh, we're going to keep going. You know, number two, Spectress and Sabanion number two. It's already here. It's already done. It's already printed. We're going to probably get another cool cover, and we're gonna launch that one as soon as we're done with fulfillment on number one. Oh yeah, the original art I think is a tough sell. Yeah, yeah, original art's a tough sell on Kickstarters. I think you don't have it there in front of you, and I've heard from other people too that selling original art it just doesn't go well on Kickstarter. But keep trying it anyway. Yeah, COVID, what a pain. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I'm still registered for Wizard World Chicago, which is in August. Is it August? Let's see. Yeah, August. And August is next month already. Oh, he got hit hard last month. Yeah. Wizard is, well, yeah, it is dumb. Not very well attended. It's third week. Yeah. Yeah. And I just noticed the Wizard Worlds I've done, not very well attended. I was thinking if this one does go off, it'll probably be packed because it'll be like the only convention this year. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've reserved a booth too. They're not cheap. Um, not cheap at all. Oh, you were going to get married in Vegas. Oh, come on, Linda. Yeah. Getting married in Vegas, I think would be fun. I think that'd be a blast. Um, Pet show and married. There's a show. What was it? Best in Show, a comedy about I think it was a pet, one of those pet competitions. I don't know if it was in Vegas or not, but it was pretty funny. So far, they are one of 3 for the last year. Oh, who's not replying? Okay. Well, yeah, I would imagine. I mean, it's next month. Next month, August 20th. I mean, it's July now, so it's August 20th. They should start, contacting us now and letting us know either yay or nay on that. I don't know. I doubt it's going to go off. I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they'll hold on to your money and say, you're in for next year or something. I don't know. I don't think they can hang on to our money, right? If we've reserved at Wizard World. Oh, we're almost done. Look at that. Okay. We are complete. It's a B2B show. Super Zoo, biggest pet show in the U.S. I'll have to check that out. But the clock has just chimed, and we are complete. 127%, 87 backers, $2,550 raised. That's just awesome, guys. Thank you for kicking in on this and supporting me. It's great. It feels great. This was kind of make or break me as far as breaking into comics. If this wasn't going to work, I was probably not going to pursue this. Yeah. Wicker basket of Bullock response. I think that's probably one of the most accurate statements about the response here. I don't want to get political, but it just, I don't know, just leadership is so important. I think, it's basically things happen at the top, and if it doesn't work at the top, it just doesn't work anyway. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think Wizard should give us our money back. I don't think they'll probably have some small claims lawsuits coming at them if they don't refund our money. But we're funded. We are definitely funded, and boom, closing it down. A wicker basket of Bullock response. I love that. That is accurate. I think. Yeah. But it's true. It's not political anymore. It's just a matter of competence. It's not politics or left or right. It's competence is basically what it boils down to. Thank you so much, Linda. This is so exciting. Like I say, this was going to either make or break me as far as continuing. Comics is an investment. Artwork, great artwork, like I get from Chris. It's not cheap. It's time and resources, but I love it. I love writing a story and seeing it come to life. Yeah, same thing. I'd rather get the refund and then reapply next year. I think that's the fair way to do it. It just makes sense to, I can see this better. It just makes sense to refund the people who reserve tables. And then once things calm down, once people can be confident you can get together in a crowded building again, then yeah, let's reapply. Let's give them our money again and get a table. I miss the shows. Shows are exhausting, but they're just so much fun. I think the next one will be easier and more money issue too. Yeah. And that's, I think, the beauty of Kickstarter is you can, even more so than with Diamond, even because you hear when Diamond does a distribution, that first issue usually sells really big, and then the second issue sales drop, like 50% or more. But at Kickstarter, just the opposite is the case. At least from the things I've researched in the class I took through Comics Launch, you grow on Kickstarter as opposed to getting distributed through Diamond. Obviously, I'd love to be distributed through Diamond, but right now, I'm going to work growing things, growing my fans, and and sales on Kickstarter. I think that'll work well if I can prove that I can kickstart maybe that first story arc, that first 5 or 6 issues. Maybe who knows? Maybe some of the other people start looking at me. Really, you made that much at cons, Chris? Wow, that's amazing. Oh, that sucks though to be out. Oof. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I hope so, Will. I hope that's how it goes. Yeah, Kickstarter. Yeah, you're right, James. Kickstarter is it's not just going to a website and buying something. It's an event. It's kind of exciting. You get updates, things change, and there's wins and losses. There's ups and downs. I have to say that the the downs can be pretty extreme when you ramp up at first. You and this is the kind of the template for Kickstarters. You ramp up. You start out. You have a big burst, and then you have like 2 or 3 weeks of nothing, and that's like the hardest. That's when you think you're doomed to fail, but then at the end you get that 48-hour boost, and things get a lot better. Oh yeah. Have you thought about interior art, Chris? I guess I don't know how that works. What your style and your what the things you do and don't want to do. Would you have you thought about interior art? Have you done any books with interior art? An homage to Escher. You did. I did stand sometimes. Did issue one. Did one issue here and there. Okay, so you've done a um, couple interior art for. Okay, okay. Oh, cool. But I mean, yeah, obviously your covers are pretty good. So we're gonna probably keep going with that. But yeah, he did the art. Interior art is expensive. Oh wow. Okay, 7 titles. Well, that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, issue number 2, graphic design for agencies. Yeah, my current interior guy, he's a theme park designer. That's what he does full time. He did comics kind of back in the day, and now he's back into it with me. Topper Helmers. This is issue 2, and I also have my last update. I put it out. Here is, the issue 3 script. So issue 3, I'm starting to get rough pages back from Topper, and it's going to be cool. I'm really excited about this one. I got an editor, streamlined the dialogue, streamlined the writing, got some really good tips from an editor. So I just can't wait to get issue 3 into people's hot little hands. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Issue 2, I will probably get into issue 2. I will launch it as soon as fulfillment is done on issue number 1. So I don't want to ask you for more money until you already have your product from the first Kickstarter. So once those have all gotten into the mail, you can expect, maybe a week or so, and then issue 2 will go up on Kickstarter. But I'm not going to not going to hit anybody up again until they have their first product, and I know that it's gone out, it's been successful, and people are happy with it. But yeah, issue 2 is coming up. Yeah, Kickstarter's nerve-wracking. Totally, totally, Linda. Oh, so Chris, you do have some maybe some shorter stories coming up for a horror anthology. Was that the one I think you had a postcard for that horror anthology at your table for C2E2. Was that the same one? I wonder. Mm. But yeah, James, it's coming. Don't worry, it's here. It's coming. We're going to dress it up with a new cover. It's going to be cool, and we're going to launch issues number 2, issue 1 and 2. So I hope with each launch, I'll do issue 1 through 2. Then the next launch after that will be issue 1 through 3. And fingers crossed, each one of those launches, I pick up more people that are interested in my story, and just keep building on that success. That's what I'm looking for, anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the whole story arc, the big picture, the whole story arc goes about 4 or probably 5 or 6 issues, and then I'll do like maybe a cool hardcover omnibus, and then go from there. That would be really cool, I think, and then start the next story arc. If people are still loving it, I've got so many ideas for just ruthless villains and terrible things. Terrible things to happen. It's going to kind of be a hero story. Anexi, the Spectress, she's the hero, but I'm playing with that. I've always kind of liked the idea of characters that depend on each other, Cloak and Dagger, and what I'm playing with in this story is that the pair do not like each other that much, and they're maybe at odds with each other. Yeah, no, it's cool. We're cool. So that's what I'm trying to do with Spectress and Sabanion. The hero, Anexi, the Spectress, and then Sabanion, who is definitely not a hero. Yeah, I guess he's a bit villain, but he's a necessary evil. He complicates things, and we'll get more into that actually in issue 4, with some backstory on Spectress and Sabanion and how they got together and why they're together, and how the events shaped their bizarre relationship. So yeah. But let's see here. How are we looking? We are looking at, it's about 12:15. Okay, Will, thanks for joining me. It's so cool that you came. We'll see you. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. Have a good night. Happy 4th. Have a great weekend. See ya. How many issues of Spectress and Sabanion will there be? There will be issues until people are no longer interested in it. I can do probably. Thanks, Will. Have a good night. There will be story arcs for as long as people are interested in the story. Something is touched on issue number 2. I touch on there's basically a new villain. There's a number of villains. I love villains. So the story arcs will probably be based on villains and the terrible things they do, and the machinations that that occur. You know, I think I have more fun with villains than I do with heroes. There you go. Right. Um, or until I die. But I'm kind of holed up here in this place. I don't go out much. I don't see the sun that often. You can probably tell by this. Let me dim the lights here a little bit so I don't look quite as undead as I should. Uh, but yeah, unless you die, James, or I die, then you won't be able to read Spectress and Sabanion anymore. Yeah. So yeah, the comic will keep going. Well, thank you so much. And sinners always look good. Yeah, it's a problem. It's what's funny is if you watch every time I talk about heroes and villains, the movie Blade comes to mind. And I like watching sometimes the director commentary. And if you watch the commentary or whatever for the movie Blade, they made the point that, well, thank you, Linda. That's so nice. Thank you so much. In Blade, I think the director or the producer or somebody made the comment that in every vampire movie, the vampire is always leagues more interesting than the vampire hunter. So they wanted to make a movie where the vampire hunter was actually more interesting and intriguing than the vampire, which I think they did a really good job with, which is why Blade is one of the great action comic book vampire movies out there, because I mean he's Blade and he's definitely the center of the movie. And the vampires are just kind of all these selfish, backstabbing, incompetent bloodsuckers, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch the the hero. He's a half vampire, but he's more interesting than the monster. So, and that's kind of what I aim to do with a ghost and with a demon, to make them keep them interesting villains, but then also interesting protagonists too. Well, thank you, Linda. Again, that's so nice. Oh, did we talk about Chicago Overcoat? No, we didn't. But that one I'm a bit, that one is going to be potentially a bit more disturbing. It's not really a hero story, it's a vampire demon story set in the 1930s. It's going to be a gangster supernatural story where Al Capone finds out his lawyer is ripping him off, and maybe even tipping the feds, throwing some tips to the feds about his operations. So Al Capone, needless to say, does not like this and sends his vampire hitter to go take out his lawyer. And the lawyer, needless to say, he gets wind of this, and since he's a lawyer, he's good with contracts, particularly contracts to bind demons. So in that story, that's the story of Al Capone's lawyer binding a demon to help him fight the vampire killer that Al Capone has sent to take him out. James. Yeah, villains are you gotta have a good villain. That's one of the critiques of the Marvel movies, is that the villains, if you take away Loki and you take away obviously Thanos, I mean the villains are kind of interchangeable. I don't know, forgettable. Um, Not that in depth. You've got Loki, you've got Thanos, which they were really well developed. But you look at the villains in, I don't know, Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love those movies, but the villains were just kind of, you know, standard villains. I have to say though, Hela was probably one of my favorites because she was a blast in Thor Ragnarok. She was loving that role. How often does she get to play a campy, vampy villain? She just had a blast with that role. You could tell, and hats off to Kate Blanchett. When I heard Hela was good, Kate Blanchett, what? But she killed it. She was so much fun in Thor Ragnarok. But yeah, Chicago Overcoat. It's gonna be dicey. There's gonna be a bit of there's gonna be some gangster flavor to it. Maybe some sprinkles of Macbeth. Yeah, it's gonna be we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I got to find an artist. I'll probably gonna maybe find some a different artist team just to work with somebody new. Nothing against obviously the people I've worked with right now, but a little different flavor to the artwork. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, villains. People can relate to villains because everybody's got a grievance. But it's hard to live live your life without having a grievance about something. And if you got a villain with good motivation, Loki competed with his brother, didn't feel wanted, or like he got what he felt he deserved. So everybody has those those little grudges and things that they carry around, and villains, I think, just amplify those things. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, Thanos, the idea of the kind of the eco terrorist is gotten more popular of late. I remember, what was the other movie? The Kingsman movie, where the villain, who was also a blast, where Samuel L. Jackson was the villain. And again, it was a population problem, and the villain wants to take care of the population problem. You sacrifice some to save the others, and that's villainy. But it's understandable villainy. So we deal with a lot of things. I know in Australia, you had the fires, where those, everybody's got an opinion, I'm sure, as to whether global warming, or if it's human human influence, or I know in Australia you're not all that crowded there, but those wildfires, just the coverage we saw, that was looked like hell on earth. I don't know how close you were to that, James. So what are you up to, Jess? You still up? You still up? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, those fires. I mean, just the pictures we saw here were pretty hellish, pretty amazing. Um, Can't imagine what going through that must be like. Just enjoying a little rye. I would get up and refill my glass, but I don't want to, I don't want to give you guys all that dead space. How about you, Linda? What are you doing this weekend? you know, you know, yeah, Aussies are just the things I saw when I was in Sydney, and obviously Sydney's pretty urban place. The spiders, just huge, big ones, big ones. And So yeah, that was in the city. I can't imagine what it's like outside the city. They might be carrying off your children if you're not careful, right? In Australia, who knows? Um, but yeah, the wildlife there, and it's a tough place, but beautiful. Like I say, I every minute I was there, I enjoyed it. It was lovely, lovely when I was in Sydney. Well, let's see here. All right, I've got my congratulations email from Kickstarter, which is rocking. And I think right there, I think that'd be a good time to close it off for the evening. It's about 12:30 a.m. here now, so I think we're gonna call it. But thank you for joining me. Hey, I appreciate thank you for backing, working your ass off. Try to OBD on pet CBD. Don't work 6 days a week. It's no good. Shouldn't do that. The trigger, the want for a can of air freshener and a lighter. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you again for your help and your amazing artwork, and for the cover on this project. The new cover, it brings a little more excitement, a little more oomph to the Kickstarter. Real happy with the results. Really grateful to everybody that helped out. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Maybe I'll do this once or twice a month. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. This is not as hard as I thought it would be. Huntsman spiders. Yeah. That's not my thing. All right. Have a good night, Linda. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Chris. Yeah, if those originals are still available, I will certainly be more than happy to keep offering those up until we find someone that's interested in buying them. Hey, thank you, James. You too. Stay safe there in Australia, and get out there and fight the spiders. Have a great weekend. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you so much. That's awesome. That's fantastic. All right. You all have a good night. Thank you again. We'll see you next time.